Live long and prosper.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
By Grabthar's hammer. What a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming. You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey, old Kermit the Frog here.
Bow ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds.
Welcome to episode 228 of A Play on Nerds. I'm one of your lovely co-hosts, Jarman.
And I'm the ugly co-host, Steve.
Oh, be nice to yourself.
I am okay.
We're great. And this week, thanks for joining us because we're bringing you another episode of Nerd Roll of Fortune. That's right. That's where we had an AI produced list a long time ago when it first started of different nerdy topics that we're going to roll dice to see what we talk about. And so it's all up in the air. We don't know what we're going to talk about from right now.
So, bunch of them about anime. We have nothing to talk about, but I'm excited to not talk about it with you people.
But before we get to that, Steve, what have you been up to since we last recorded?
Well, this last weekend, we got to go and do a day at Kennywood. But just our luck, we're just bad at picking days for stuff sometimes. So we get there and the line is the longest we have ever seen it to get in. We're there at opening early. Line is the longest I've ever seen it. I go, oh no. So it turns out it was like 3 or 4 company picnic days. We saw all sorts of matching shirts and there were multiple high school marching bands there. Because during the summer, they do some sort of night marching band show thing. And so part of that is they give the kids admission during the day. So it was one of those things, what the hell happened to my nice, gentle Kennywood?
Gentle Kennywood.
But we still had some fun. We got to ride some rides. And then Anna and I went out to a like second-handy kind of store and got a crazy good deal on a Tiffany style, I'll call it a parlor light. Which is replaced our chandelier in our main living space. And it really just softens the light nicely and it keeps it low in the room. It like isn't bouncing off of the ceiling crazy.
Oh, that's nice. A softer light.
So it's just a nice softer light. You can kind of see the green actually in my camera.
Maybe
not for our listeners, but for Jarman.
I mean, your lighting looks good, so that's good.
But yeah, I did the thing and I clipped the wires and I stripped them. And I got the little connectors and we turned off the power and I did it all without electrocuting myself.
And it worked.
So proud of myself. And it worked. It worked on the first try.
Yeah.
I expected to flip the switch and there to be nothing.
I always think to myself, I don't do many DIY things for electricity and house stuff because I don't own this house. But like, if people that are not as intelligent as we are can do this well with some training, we just need to train ourselves and we can do small tasks like putting up a light, right?
Well, I did electrician stuff in college. I know a few-ish things.
Oh, I don't know. That's true. You did some theater electrician stuff. Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I know how to repair wires and plugs and like the basic-y kind of stuff.
I can do sound equipment. That's it.
Really, the tribulation here is that I had to do it all on a ladder. That was really the big.
Oh, yeah.
And then Anna had to get up on a different ladder and hold it in the air. That was the more challenging.
2 ladders?
2 ladders in my living room.
How many Baumans does it take to screw in a light bulb?
In this case, it was 2.
2. Well, very well done.
And what about you? What have you been up to, bud?
Well, since we last recorded an Apon episode, I went out to East Aurora, New York. I think I hadn't talked about that since. And
that's a place.
It's a place. And they film lots of Hallmark Christmas movies there. It's actually where my wife's mother's family is from. So it was her mom's reunion weekend for her high school. Every year, then the same time every year, they have a giant celebration in their little picturesque town of all the graduates because it's just a small high school, but they all come together for like a festival during the weekend. And each 10-year group has a bigger separate celebration on their own. And so it was her 50th anniversary, or reunion rather. So she had a big dinner and all this different stuff. And she saw people she hadn't seen in years. And it was really cute. And Julie and I got to go to little bookstores and cute things around town, candy shops and all that. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And we're in the era of maternity clothes now for my pregnant wife. So
shit.
Yeah.
You gonna get to wear a bunch of comfy pants.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's about.
She found one pair of leggings my sister gave her, and that she was just like, these are the most comfortable thing I've ever worn. I don't want to wear anything else. I'm like, unfortunately, we got to wash them and you got to wear them. That's other things too. But they were just the comfiest leggings she's ever had. Yeah, so that's a big part of it. And just getting in shape for baby. I'm trying to, work out a bit more and we're both getting on the treadmill and getting ourselves more active, just so we're ready to be holding a baby for long periods of time, walking around all the time and being awake for long periods of time. So it's going to be, I'm sure, pretty rough.
Dude, all you got to do to get ready is you buy yourself a 10-pound bag of flour. And you just, for the moment you get up in the day, you take that thing with you everywhere you go in the house.
That's fair.
And if you crack the bag, you're in trouble. It's high school rules. You're going to take care of that bag of flour.
That just means the baby shit all over you.
And then when that's easy, then you upgrade to a 20-pound bag of flour.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Little toddler.
And then that's you just moving it. But that one's going to roll away on you. It's going to make a run for it.
And then when the actual baby comes, you just throw that bag of flour off a cliff. Ceremoniously.
Yes. Accurate.
Accurate. But I think that brings us to some nerdy news.
It's time for Nerdy News.
This week, the cheeky name for my cheeky story is Wascoey Wabbits.
Ooh.
Well, in South Florida, not that far from you in relative distance, ecologists are fighting back against the invasive Burmese python species that has set up a breeding population in the Everglades. And now they've got new help and new tools. Burmese pythons are really hard to hunt, apparently. They have what is called low detectability, which means that in a given survey area, like a mile by a mile, out of every 100 snakes, ecologists on average only find 1 to 3.
Oh,
right. And so because of that, they have to lure these things in. They've done experiments where they've put live rabbits in cages to lure the pythons, and the pythons, they do stick around. But the issue is that the upkeep of the rabbits and the people, it just isn't sustainable in that regard. So what they did is they bought 40 stuffed rabbits. They removed all the stuffing and they just shoved a shit ton of electronics in them. So this includes a solar cell to power the whole thing, scent emitters, heaters, motion motors, and cameras, all packed into these stuffed rabbits, 40 of them. They put them out in basically cages to protect them, and saw if they could catch snakes, and snakes came in. That's right. These furry robo-narcs caught the slippery bastards. The cameras detected the motion, signaled snake hunters, and then they would tell the thing to keep moving and giving off scent until snake hunters came, killed the snake.
2 comments. 1, very surprised that these robo rabbits are cheaper than just regular rabbits somehow.
It's more humane, I think.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Because you know what they say, rabbits breed like rabbits. So.
Yeah, I mean, they can have a lot of them. And second point, how cool would it be to go on your first Tinder date, your first Hinge date, and be like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" "I'm a snake hunter. I hunt pythons in Florida."
Or even better, I use robotic rabbits to hunt snakes.
That's right.
I don't actually kill them. That'd be icky.
That'd be scary.
So anyways, that's great.
Yeah, just grand. So yeah, that is Wascoey Wabbits.
Who are now alive.
They are.
But that brings us to our main segment, which is Nerd Roll
of Fortune. I don't know either. I can't hear this one.
You can't hear it at all?
I
think it's over. I can see the waveform on there, but I can't hear it. All right, so Nerd Roll of Fortune. Steve and I are going to roll a dice to pick our category, and then within that category, there are 10 topics we could talk about. So first we roll a D4, right? D6.
We roll a D6 to determine how many topics we will talk about.
That's right.
I'll roll the 6. All right. The 6 is 6.
Oh, wow.
I think this may be the first time we've ever hit a 6.
I think you're right. We got a 5 before. We're not a 6.
So we're gonna speed through.
That's right. So I'm going to roll a first D10 to see what category we talk about. No, D20, sorry. D20. And that is a 15.
Okay.
Which down our list is TV shows from the 90s.
Ooh, okay. Let's see my D10. 7. Lucky number 7.
Oh, reality TV. Explore the rise of reality TV in the 1990s, discussing shows like Survivor, The Real World, Road Rules, Cops, and Big Brother. All right. So what was your first experience that you remember with a reality TV show at all?
I think my first, I don't know if this counts, but daytime talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
Sally Jesse Raphael, Montel,
Jerry Springer,
Geraldo, Ricky Lake.
Yep.
All those people, I feel like were sort of that predecessors to reality TV.
Because the producers are starting to create
Get
fake
real
drama.
people here. Right.
Yeah.
That production. And then someone figured out how to take it that next step.
Absolutely
I
right.
did love, early on, Real World and Road Rules on MTV.
I watched some of that.
Dug those. I loved Road Rules. Road Rules, seasons 1 through 6 are incredible.
Was there a competition aspect to that? I don't even remember.
Sort of. So the whole idea is that they took 6 people and they took all their phones and wallets and money. They're like, you have nothing. You start the trip with nothing. Here is a trailer, typically, like a Winnebago. Drive to this place. There'll be a job there for you. And so the whole thing is them driving from place to place. They hit a place and it's like, you're going to be working at the biggest fish market in Michigan. And so suddenly they're expected to cut fish, do the thing. And only by completing it and doing the job do they get spending money.
I like that idea. That's pretty cool. They could bring that back now.
And so they did Road Rules all through North America. They did one where they went up into Canada. They did one in Central America. They did one in Australia. But some really great early reality television. Real World was good, but I never got into it in the way I got.
It was kind of like just the modern day reality shows were just drama of pretty people. That's kind of all it was.
Yeah. Now, mind you, that had an aspect of work or earning money to it as well.
Oh.
The whole thing was that they had to get jobs.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that. Because I know that basically how this all started is technology being good enough where you could have cheap enough digital cameras filming these shows, because before this you couldn't have a show like this because film was too expensive.
Yeah, it was film.
Yeah, so
all film.
Now they finally had digital cameras. You could just do it cheaply, and people are like, "Oh my god, they're going to watch this stuff. It costs us nothing to make. We pay these actors
well,
nothing."
Mind you, digital cameras at that time, it's a relative. Cheap is a relative term in those terms. And it was this one only cost $22,000.
Yeah, compared to $100,000.
Right, compared to $100,000 film camera, yes.
Yes.
But
and as they got cheaper and cheaper, now it's oh my god, just spit these reality shows out as much as you want. Love Island and everything.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, but Survivor, I must say, was my parents and I. We watched the early seasons of Survivor from the start.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a routine watching every time it came on, and it was enjoyable. But then I kind of lost interest after a while. Just don't do it anymore. Yeah, but the 90s were kind of. And now I think it's your turn to roll a D20.
All right, yeah. Shit, where's my thing? There we go. There's my dice of death. All right. 11.
11. All right. That is going to be paranormal and supernatural. We have not done this category yet.
Really?
We did urban legends and stuff. That's the other one we've done.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Number 8. Near-death experiences, tunnel of light, and life review. Yeah, I'm not a believer. I don't think Steve is either.
So, look, there are a lot of scientific reasons why you might see tunnel of light, all that good crap at the end. brain shutting down, pathways or parts of your neurons are firing rapidly. A lot of crazy things happen in the body when you go. As far as past life experiences, there is some science for DNA sort of having a memory, why animals know how to migrate from one place to another, despite the fact that they've never been there and they'll never do it again.
That is fascinating.
There is some, but that's not like I was a king before. That might be like an ancestral sort of thing, maybe, but even that's really questionable, guys. I don't want to say it's entirely impossible because there's the littlest bit of science that points towards something sort of like it.
Yes, because there's something I always go by, which my uncle actually just texted me today, which is a great saying by Voltaire. He says, doubt is not a pleasant condition, but certainty is an absurd one, which is true because we should doubt this. And it's unpleasant to doubt things. Easier to say, oh, of course, everything magical is real. But it's to be certain about anything is kind of absurd. So to be certain that near death is true is ridiculous. We don't have the evidence to support it, but we could never say they don't exist because we can't prove a negative.
Yeah, I mean, yes, all of that. My standard is never one time in human history when we have thought something was magic, mystical, or otherworldly has it ever turned out to be magical, mystery, or otherworldly.
Yeah, we've never.
It has always ended up being
true.
Science or science that we cannot understand to a point where it feels like magic. It has never once been, oh my God, we investigated and it turned out to be magic.
Exactly.
Like that has never once been the end result. So,
like whenever I'm talking to someone who really believes in near-death experiences, I always bring up the possibility of some, they've done some kind of studies and just kind of introspective studies, not where they've actually been able to test anything, but where
you said near death. I heard past life. That's why I brought that.
Oh
shit
no,
up.
it's related, near death and past life.
Okay.
But like the near death experience where like you're seeing from above your body, and they've reported things that they've seen that could only have been seen from above. And so what I like to think is maybe it's possible, we don't know yet, that the electrons and the energy from your brain does move out once you die and goes somewhere and then dissipates. And then so maybe for that little bit of time while it's outside of your body, it experiences in some fashion. But that doesn't make a lot of sense either. So maybe that's possible. But otherwise, there's no real way of saying this is any way true. And I'm not too much interested in it. Past life experiences.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, my turn. D20. All right. We got a 10. I had to scroll up just a tad. Famous directors and their filmography.
I've got 6.
We've already done 6. So try one more time.
Ha! Is that our first double?
No, we don't got a double last couple of times, I think.
All right. 4.
Okay, Martin Scorsese, crime films and complex characters, supposedly. I won't say he's overrated. I think he's properly rated. He's not underrated either. He's just kind of, he does his thing and he sticks within that category, those crime films. And
yeah.
I thought his most recent one was terribly boring. It's where he had like a de-aged Robert De Niro.
That one was real bad.
Real bad.
That one was real bad.
I have to go on a tangent here real quick that this guy who I really admire, who runs the local Enzian theater programming, and he puts all kinds of cool independent films and artsy films, but also like kitschy films that people love and old classics in the movie. He chooses great films. He released his top 10 films the last like 10 years, and he put that as his number 1. That Martin Scorsese new movie with. I was like, what? I question everything now. But anyways, yeah. Otherwise, what do you think of Scorsese films, Steve?
So I'm like looking through his IMDb now, and there are a couple gems popping out.
Yeah. Casino.
Well, not only that, we've got the one you were talking about was The Irishman. That was that one. But we've got Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Well, it's relatively recent. Gangs of New York.
Good film.
Relatively recent. Casino.
Yep. Classic.
Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get it. He also directed Michael Jackson's Bad music video, by the way.
I didn't know that. Wow.
He did. Yes, he is credited as the director. But in between those things is a lot of things that I go, oh, yeah.
Did he do like Tintin or something? Or one of those? He did some animated movie.
He did Hugo, the animated movie. So, I mean, to say that he's a consistent hit kind of guy.
What was that?
Fireworks, I think.
For what event?
Nothing.
It's just Pittsburgh fireworks. You okay?
Yeah. Sorry. My window went away. There we go.
Okay.
I had too many windows up at the same time.
All right.
All right.
But yeah,
so I guess
Mark Scorsese.
A lot of gems in there, but a lot of rocks too.
It's not really Steve and I's like main genre of interest, either crime movies. It's okay. It's yeah. All right, your D20.
All right, my D20. Oh, that one's gone.
Forever.
Well, no, that one's gone too. God damn it.
I hear your wife laughing.
Shut up, Anna. He can hear you laughing at me.
Little hands.
I don't know where they went.
In your pants?
I don't think so. I don't think they're in my pants. Oh, they're all the way back there. Okay. Let's try this one more time now. 13.
All right. 13. Geeky gadgets and technology. What are we going to talk about? Number 7. Drones, aerial photography, racing, and delivery. I didn't think about that aspect of it. What are our opinions on drones? They've gotten out of hand. I'll say that much.
They're not something that interests me because they just seem so delicate.
They do.
And unforgiving.
I feel like to make them cheap enough for consumer use, they had to like make them really delicate and less parts. And so like they would just fall apart if they touched anything, it feels like.
And so for me to have something where like I have to spend $200 and I may break it on the very first try is like, nah, I can't do that.
And as far as they've done for military, I mean, I guess it's good, but also terrifying and can kill anyone from far away without the human element of having to kill them yourself. You're like doing it with a drone, which is scary. Very hilariously in Arrested Development, by the way. I don't know if you watched that show.
Arrested Development? Yes. I've watched the classic stuff. I think I watched through each of the Netflix things like one time.
I think when he gets hired to be a drone operator, what's his face? The dopey brother with the
Buster?
one hand. Buster becomes a drone operator. He thinks he's playing a video game, but he's like blowing up things in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Man, I don't remember that at all. Yeah, we got to go back and rewatch it.
There was a little arc there. It was pretty amusing, but and terrible. But yeah, now all these UFO sightings, they're all crap because they're all just drones. And so it's like they've ruined UFOs for me. Like I don't like them. I'm not a fan of drones.
That being said, what I will say I'm a fan of though, like drone night shows, I think are an excellent and much more ecologically friendly alternative
to fireworks,
classical fireworks.
I agree with that.
They can do crazy stuff that fireworks can't.
And they have done a lot for movies and filmmaking, making it accessible for smaller indie films to have beautiful like shots of vistas and establishing shots and that kind of thing. So that is good. It's just like with AI. There's some good things and a lot of terrible things, but mixed together. All right. I'm doing my D20. This is our last one or second to last?
I think second to last. I think we've done 4.
Okay. That is a 17.
And D10. And it's gone. No, I'm just kidding. 9.
We have geeky careers and professions, with number 9 being voice acting and character performance.
You nerdy geek.
Animation, video games, and dubbing. So not really my voice acting area, but I mean, I know some about it. I mean, as fans, we know about this. Do you have a favorite?
Is the goal to like get to animation? Is that the perception?
for some
with voice acting.
A lot of starting people, that's what the only thing they think about because they grew up with animation video games. So they're not thinking of it as a job. They're thinking it as some kind of crazy dream. And yeah, it'd be a lot of fun to do animation video games, but I also don't want to live in Los Angeles. I have no interest in moving to Los Angeles, and you have to live there to be in big games and animation. I get some animation video game auditions from my agent who are for smaller video games animation that can be done remotely, but I haven't gotten any of them yet. But I have an audition for a lot of them. But yeah, and it pays a lot if you get to be working on the AAA games and for consistent work. But also like they might get even those big time voice actors, they might get $1,000 a day for all the work they do for a long video game. But I can make $1,000 in one audiobook, so it's like, hey, it takes me a week. And if that guy has one session, he made the same as me in that week. And he's trying desperately to book more gigs. Whereas I have books booked until, January.
Right.
So I have more consistent, solid work. That's why I try to tell new voice actors to be like, hey, that's awesome and all if you can get there, you get lucky. But how about working on solid, consistent work? And it's still a cool, fun field. But I don't know. But what about any kind of famous voice actors that you like in video games and animation? Anybody that sticks out?
I don't know anybody.
Anybody?
No. I don't know. I'm trying to think of. Well, here's the thing. I hate playing video games with the sound on. So I don't listen to most of that shit.
I didn't know
I play
that.
all these deeply immersive games. People used to talk about like, oh, that line that the guy says in World of Warcraft. Oh my God, don't you love the sound when you go into that room? And I'm like, yes, I do. I do like all of those sounds.
I had no idea you did that.
I really very, very rarely play video games with sound. Very rarely.
That's like part of the experience for me. Like playing Jedi Survivor right now, and it's like occasionally, and it's just the immersive sounds like being in a movie, and the voice acting's fantastic. And oh man, I feel like you're missing out. But if you have to listen for your children,
I definitely
in the
am.
background,
Here's the thing: I play Overwatch, where sound cues and sound awareness is incredibly important to the game.
You don't play sound in Overwatch either? How the hell are you doing anything?
So, I don't hear footsteps. I don't hear when there's ultimates coming.
Jackass. I had no idea all this time. You could have been like so much better of a player. You were already good.
I am. I'm not even could have been. I am a better player. If I put headphones on, I would get better. But I also wouldn't be able to like talk to Anna.
True.
Say, like do those things. Like it just disconnects me in a way that I don't like.
That's
versus
really
if I don't have
respectable.
headphones
You're being a more responsive husband and father. I think that's a good thing. That is
like when I don't have it on, we can be watching something together on the TV and still get some input from each other. Like
that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just the bane of every voice actor's existence. No big deal. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm sure that voice line is cool.
All right. Roll your D20, you son of a bitch.
All right. Is this the last one?
Last one.
Don't go. 19?
19. Acting in general.
Oh, shit.
Let's go to number 8. This is something we're both familiar with. Acting for musical theater.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, though, for both of us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was in 3 musicals, 4 maybe. I was in 3.5 musicals in my entire time.
Were you in one in college at all?
That was the half that I'll call it. I was in a show called Lohman Family Picnic.
Like the salesman Lohman musical guy?
Yeah, it's like a weird version of that. And there are 2 musical numbers in that. So that's why I'm going to say 0.5, but it is not itself a musical.
That's really funny.
But yeah, you and I were both in Were you in How to Succeed?
Yeah, as the mailman.
Yeah. Company Way. Yeah, we were both in that. And then we were both in Hello, Dolly. And then we were both in Oklahoma.
That's right. You played a wonderful, totally politically correct role in that play.
Oh my God, Allie Hackham. That's one of those things where I was like, if I ever ran for office or anything, that would be out there immediately.
And it wouldn't be your fault because you were underage.
I know.
Oh,
and it was also not my choice. I told this on Sappy Crap, but I basically got forced into doing this voice.
And you weren't even going to do that role to begin with, so that wasn't.
No, I was supposed to be playing the old white farmer. That was the role that I was born for.
I was born for.
And then Kevin got it, and he is short, but also white.
And then the guy who was partially a person of color was dropped out of that role, and you were just pushed in.
And a white guy was given that person of color's role.
Lovely.
Florida.
I don't think I've been in musicals since college. My last one in college was probably Chicago. And then I haven't done anything. I've done lots of straight plays since, but no musicals because they're all in Orlando. It's kind of tough because you're competing against good people who are, really focusing on musical theater because they're all Disney actors and Universal actors. And so on the side, they want to be in these musicals that are paying anything. So any professional theaters around here, I can't get any do those because I can't dance for one. So I'm
fair. There is that component.
Yeah.
You have to be at a certain level of stardom where you are excused from doing full dances in musicals.
I always said that I always wanted to get the lead in the musical because they dance the least in most musicals. If it's like chorus line, then they're going to dance the most. But anything else, like they don't do it. They stand there and go, da, da, da. They just do nothing.
I was just telling, I don't know why this came up, but I was telling this story to Anna like yesterday or the day before. I remember when we did How to Succeed. There's because Brotherhood of Man came up somehow. That's how it was.
Yeah.
And we had that musical number where everyone comes out of the great big brotherhood of, and they rolled out this desk. And I remember the choreographer was like, "All right, now you're going to get up on that desk and you'll do the choreography up there." And I went, "So hold on, I'm getting up on a desk." And she was like, "Yeah, I'll be fine." And I was like, "Okay." So we're doing practice. They roll the desk out. I get up on it real careful. Everyone's dancing, and I get up on top and I just stand like a cat, like just bouncing on a pole. And she's like, "Okay, now do the leg move." I was like, "No,
I'm terrified.
This is awful." It felt so weird to be up and this thing had wheels on it, so I could feel it moving a little bit. Man.
And how tall are you again, Steve?
I was like 6. I was probably 6'1" at the time, not 6'2" yet.
And built like a linebacker.
But I remember telling her, I can sidestep side to side with the music, and I can do hands, but I'm not doing the
no foot stuff.
I'm not doing the rest of it. There's no other choreography I can do up here. So that's what I did. I got up at the table and I sidestepped and shook my hands. But that was it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
And that's how you didn't die doing that play.
That's right.
That song pops up on Sirius XM radio. We listen to the Broadway station a lot, and I always like sing along with Jolie because she knows that musical too. But it was good memories. But acting for musical theater, we did it a long time ago. It's more over the top. It's not less straightforward.
Yeah, I think about it's almost. I feel like musical theater almost gives you the liberty to recognize that the audience is there. It's like almost a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
Because I remember...
Because you're not performing reality.
Right, you're not performing reality. And so because of that, you can like nod. And I remember getting a big laugh that I then milked. Mm-hmm. But in a stage play, you can't do that. You can't milk the laugh in a stage play. But I remember it was in Oklahoma, you as Curly and Judd were having like a really tense scene in his shack. And in the middle of this very tense moment, Allie Hackham busts through the door with his bag of things and interrupts this moment. And I remember giving each of you like a big look because I realized I was in it. And I remember the first night the audience busted. For whatever reason, it hit them right. And so the next night I came out and I milked that shit. I like knew the laugh was going to be there if I played it this way. And I just did it every night. I milked that laugh. But that's something you like can't do in a straight play, really.
It's got to keep the momentum going as far as the dramatic tension and everything, but not for a musical. You got to make it bigger and better. So yeah. It was good times. It's a long time ago. Maybe we'll do one again someday. Who knows?
Well, that's Nerd Roll of Fortune.
But that means it's time for Radical Recommends.
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
What do you recommend I do?
I recommend.
All right, I think the soundbite's over. This week, my Radical Recommend is actually something I just recently gave another chance at and all but given up on, and that is Overwatch 2. And specifically, it's, I'm not going to say new. It's not really new. It's Stadium feature, which allows you to pick a character, build points, purchase, and augment abilities to make your own individualized kit for a character. Really has reinvigorated the game for me on a game that I'd basically kind of given up or very rarely passively played. But being able to make all these choices, the customization, how it really can change your style of play with a character that you already know and love. Once again, it's really just sort of brought the game back for me. So I guess good job, Overwatch team.
Is it still teams or like are you say playing 1v everybody?
You still do 5v5. It's roll lock, so 2 heal, 2 DPS, 1 tank. And it's a limited roster. It's about half of the heroes, maybe a little bit less. And so you could choose Mei.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I choose Mei. I've got her ice gun. She can raise a wall and turn it into an ice cube.
Yep.
Right? Well, there's an ability that when you raise your wall, a little tiny blizzard forms around it and does damage and slows people down.
Nice.
And so now, not only can you trap people, but you can trap people and damage them and slow them and try to really trap them. And then as you go, you pick more of these abilities. Towards at the end, you have, if you make it to round 7 of this thing, you could have up to 4 really big augments for your basic abilities.
That's kind of basically what they did with Battlegrounds in Hearthstone, but played now with Overwatch, where you're doing rounds where you keep getting better each round. So you can lose a few rounds and still kind of pick it out at the end. That's kind of neat.
Oh, yeah. My Mei build doesn't come online until 3rd round.
Nice.
Like my Mei build sucks. And then 3rd round, there's a piece I need. And if I have X amount of points in that piece,
that's totally different.
Then all of a sudden I'll start tearing through people. So I recommend it even for you, Jarman. Overwatch 2 Stadium has really invigorated me. Watch a few videos first. Right. It is thick at first. But it was really fun. And then you can like look at people like, you know, streamers and stuff have their builds and they have a code they can generate that you can then plug in and like play that person's build or like edit that.
I do that in Hearthstone build as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So highly recommend Overwatch 2 Stadium.
Nice. I'm going to give it a shot again. It's been a while. And here comes some trailer reviews. All right, so this time around, I looked for the trailers and I saw a new movie I knew was being made, but didn't know the trailer out already. It's Red Sonja, the remake of Red Sonja from back in the 80s, early 80s, I would say. And it looks like, unfortunately, cheaply made. I don't know. What's your impression, Steve?
There's like one guy in it, you know. Robert Sheehan, and really, if anything, it's like a testament to the fall of his career.
I don't even know if I recognize that name.
He was in, he's in Umbrella Academy more recently. Misfits, Mortal Instruments.
Okay. A lot of things I haven't seen.
That one with the city that ate other cities, the Mortal Engines.
Oh.
And if anything, this is just a testament to how far his career has plummeted. It looks okay, but there's moments that you can see that the budget that they needed was not there.
Yeah.
Like it's a mix. Like sometimes it's like, oh, this could be any good action movie. And then you see the shot and go, oh, no. Oh, no. I don't know who she is. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I think it's fine for like if they the thing is, and I don't mean to be like any kind of body thing, but like the thing with the 80s movies and these what made them such larger than life was that they had Arnold Schwarzenegger. They had, oh God, what's her name?
Bridget Nielsen.
Right? And the woman that Dolph Lundgren married, the black woman, she was so imposing.
I know who you're talking about. She was in one of the Conans, maybe?
Yeah. And then just these very tall, very imposing, strong looking women. And she looks like she definitely got in shape for this movie. Good for her. But she's just regular size and like going against monsters and giant big people. And like these movies were sword and shield, you know, all muscles everywhere. And so it's just kind of like, it's just same thing with like Wonder Woman, where it's like, this is the one chance you have to cast a woman who is very physically imposing and they don't get a lot of other roles. So find someone who could do that. This woman could be in Sense and Sensibility next week, you know, like it's like, I don't know. And so I think she's going to act. She seems to be a good actress and she got in shape, but I'm just saying everyone else is roided out. Why don't we roid out the women too? We roid out Captain America. We roid out Thor.
True.
Let's roid out a woman too. I think it's equal rights, you know?
And here's the thing. I've got like a very warm place in my heart for the old Red Sonja. It was very kitschy and fun and funny. Major comedy aspects to it. Great swordplay stuff. Like, this just looks like it isn't going to capture any of that. Maybe that's their point. Maybe that's their thing. We want to make a serious Red Sonja, but that is not why people who did like the old one.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
So who knows? Maybe it's a purposeful departure, but I don't know.
Even like Conan and stuff had a lot of comedic moments, and this seems to have none of those things. So that's upsetting. But I hope it's okay. We'll see. So what do you give this one, Steve?
So I'm going to give, this is Raul Julia agrees to take Gary Busey to local Comic-Con. And they go through the vendor hall and Gary's like, oh my God, look at that comic. Can I have that? No, you can't, Gary. Oh my God, look, it's a He-Man holding it. No, Gary, put it down. Oh my God, it's a Reptar lunchbox. It's in this. No, Gary, put it down. And they get to a table and Raul rolls his eyes so hard you can hear it across the room as it's a table of ninja weapons. And Gary Busey runs up, and despite the sign that says do not pick up the swords, he immediately picks up and unsheaths a sword. Raul, can I get this? Hey, Raul, waving it above his head. Raul's like, damn it, Gary, put it down. Sheath it. And Gary's like, I'm sorry, Raul. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Raul. I'm sorry. Raul's like, put it down. We're good to go. And as they're walking out, Gary's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And Raul's like, you're not going to steal that sword, are you? Gary's like, no. All right, let's go to the car. Wow.
Hey, at least he got him under control. That's good.
He did. Like, once Gary knew that Raul was upset, Gary put down the sword.
Nice. This one is Raul Julia and Gary Busey are sitting there at their house. It's a quiet Sunday afternoon, but they get a phone call on their home phone, the landline they still have, from their agent. They share the same agent, of course. And the agent's like, we're casting you both in the new Conan the Barbarian movie. Mm-hmm. And Raul Julia's like, are you sure you're casting Gary as well? And he's like, yes, we want both of you for different parts. He's going to play one of the villain's henchmen, and you're going to play one of the heroes that goes along with Conan. He's like, oh, fantastic. So a few months go by, and they go off separately to like train and learn their scripts on their different retreats, you know. And they come back, and Gary is just full of roids. He's just the massive Gary Busey, just like a monster shredder. He took like the ooze or something, you know. It's scary.
Hi, Raul. Did you know you don't have to inject steroids? I just eat them.
Syringe and all.
I put them in my eggs.
And Raul Julia's in shape, and he's there, but he's not roided out. He's like, you know, Gary, it's not the 80s anymore. You don't have to get all roided out for movies now. And he's like, that's ridiculous. Captain America does it. Thor does it. It's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. And so they filmed the movie, and it's a little disturbing, but, you know, it brings in some box office seats because that giant roided out Gary Busey is terrifying and awesome.
Also because Raul Julia is dead.
Yeah, how was he in this movie?
Roush, well, he has a new movie coming out.
He's dead. That'll do it. That'll definitely do it.
That would butts and seats. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 228 of A Play on Nerds. Join us next time as we look at and celebrate Nobody 2, the follow-on to the Dave Odenkirk?
Bob Odenkirk?
Bob Odenkirk film of the name Nobody. We this time he's on vacation, haunted by his past, pushed to his brink, forced into violence from a life he left behind. And so in recognition of that, we're going to be reviewing Paul Blart 2. Years ago, 8 years ago, we reviewed Paul Blart as part of a copycat cinema.
Mm-hmm. With Observe and Report.
Back when we did copycat cinemas. And I'm excited to take a look at its sequel.
Oh my God. I've heard it's fantastic. How could we not?
Hey, the first one made so much money, it got a sequel, Jarman.
I mean, that must mean it's quality.
Someone liked it or gave it money.
We're going to not give it money, but probably
even if
stream
they
it
were
somewhere.
tricked. All of that next time and more. Come on back and be our nerdy audience. We'll keep on coming back and being your nerdy co-hosts. Thanks again, Internet.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Thanks for listening to A Play on Nerds. Feel free to email feedback at aplayonnerds.com with all your questions or comments.
Shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and earn yourself a sweet shout out on the show.
Review us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so even more nerds can find us. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, we aren't picky.
Check out our entire back catalog and other offerings at aplayonnerds.com.
And how?